Hello everybody, it's Struggling into 1040 for Duty. Welcome you back to more Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. In the last episode, we started off exploring the surfing route of Route 19 and trying to make our way towards the Seafoam Islands. And of course, as you can tell from where we're standing, we have already made it to Seafoam Islands. In this episode, we're going to be exploring the depths of the cave once and for all. But before I do that, I'm just going to point out, to save you the effort of having to surf all the way back from Fuchsia City down to here, this lady over here, she will heal up your Pokemon whenever you need. So don't bother wasting your potions. Don't bother flying back to the Pokemon Center. You can just go to her and she will automatically heal your Pokemon for you. And apparently my Joy-Con wants to react very stupidly, as it always does. Yeah, right. Every single time a Joy-Con obviously wants to do this. So, without further ado, let's enter the cave. Or have the controller automatically make my character move down to go outside the cave. God, swear down, the controller is a little bit stupid sometimes. There. Try and fix it once for all. But anyway, as you can see, we got some Pokemon to be found here. This is the location of where you can find Seal. And of course, as you remember, okay, that was kind of weird. That bounced off Seal's tongue, and then he was bouncing it on his head. Something that you would normally see a Seal do with a beach ball. I'm not joking. But, yeah, Seal is a new Pokemon to be caught. And another Pokemon is actually new to be caught. Slowpoke. Slowpoke, as you can see, Forgotten, is a water psychic type. Is one of the slowest Pokemon in the game. I think by far is the slowest water type and psychic type in the game. So, yeah. I mean, he's not a bad Pokemon. It's just his speed can be sort of going against him, if you know what I mean. Because many people often don't like using slow Pokemon, because when it comes to competitive battling, they want to knock out their opposing Pokemon as quickly and possibly as they can. Otherwise, they're going to end up losing the battles. Now, while I'm actually doing this, something I probably would like to bring up, but this is not kind of a topic I usually talk about, so you might have to bear with me about this. The TV show My Little Pony, I've received word that they've actually stopped doing their shows permanently now. So they're in their final seasons, uploading their final episodes. I'm not going to say what's happened in the episodes because I don't actually watch the show. But I have seen somebody upload something on Instagram talking about the show and also showing a little clip of one of the episodes. And I can honestly tell you, just watching it, even though I don't actually watch the show, just watching the clip and also listening to Twilight singing a certain song, that really does touch my heart. Because it makes me feel sad on the inside. And the reason why that is to be the case is because the whole point of the song was that the magic of friendship grows with the characters, and that's basically a message indicating that the more friends you have, the happier you'll be. And just hearing that just makes me feel sad, because in my life, and I'm not joking about this, I have never ever had many friends. The maximum number of friends I have ever had in my life was 5. Yeah, I'm not joking. it just really breaks my heart, it does, because it's like you think you're going to a primary school and you're there until year 6, and of course you now realise that by the time you get to year 7, you then have to move from primary school to secondary school, and you have no idea which school all of your friends will be going to. But if you know where they live, that's good because you still get to meet them. But if you don't know where they live, and also you don't know what school they're going to, then there's no way you're going to be able to see those friends ever again. And I have had that happen to me time after time again. I made a total of 5 friends when I went to primary school, but only one of the 5 friends I still get to see on a weekly basis, because of course we see each other every Saturday. But the reason why this is sad on my part, he's the only friend that I actually have where we went to the same primary school and secondary school. I wanted to go to the same secondary school as him because he was the only friend that I knew going to a school that was close to where I lived, and also was able to see him. Because otherwise it would have been a lot more difficult for me to try and make friends with him. Because we've been friends since I was 7, and I am 23 now, so it's been about 10. It's been about 16 years. I've been friends with him for 16 years, and I still get to see him on a weekly basis, which is good enough for me. But all the friends I've made in the primary school, I don't get to see them anymore. I wish I did, but unfortunately, I can't. Because I don't know what they're doing in their life anymore. They might have moved out of town or something, I don't know. But they were pretty good friends, to say the least. And that's the reason why listening to that one clip of that song made me feel sad. Because I hardly have any friends. I only have 2 friends in my life. And I only get to see them every Saturday when I feel like it. Otherwise, I have nobody to hang around with. It does put a hole in my heart, really. It's like, it makes me feel like that I am an incomplete man. Like, I'm just left as a loner. And I hate that feeling. Do you guys often feel the same way? Because if so, then I feel sorry for you having to feel the same struggle that I've been through. Because everybody needs friends. But definitely way more than 2. I can tell you that much. But anyway, going back to the whole LP, we went off topic there for quite a bit. This coach trainer is using an entire team of the Eevee evolutions. And they all have their powerful moves where Vaporeon has Hydro Pump, as you saw him knocking out my Charizard. Jolteon with the move Thunder, but fortunately I used Nidoqueen to be immune to it. And Flareon, which in case you probably don't know, will be carrying the move Overheat. Of course, we won't get to see it because Flareon can get easily knocked out in 1 hit. So, yeah. That is the coach beaten. And I think this guy actually does give you the Eevee candies. No. Okay, I swear to God, there were 3 coach trainers in the entire game that give you candies specialized for your starter Pokemon. We have met 1, and I definitely know there were 2 more. And I'm pretty sure that one in Seafoam Islands and another one maybe in Route 11 I don't know, Route 11 was the first one we encountered, never mind. I'm pretty sure that the two coaches that I thought gave you the Eevee candies were actually them. I'm pretty sure they were. So, I have no idea why I keep thinking that. But anyway, oh, in case you're wondering, once you've pushed the boulders down the hole, you won't have to worry about them resetting. Okay? And yes, you do need to push them down the hole. We'll go down this ladder, and I think you'll be able to encounter another new wild encounter, but it's not a new Pokemon because we've already encountered one. We get a Super Repel over there, and the boulder that we pushed from the top floor earlier on has now shown up down over here. Oh, and in case you're wondering, you have to reactivate Strong Push every single time you leave the cave. And if you're wondering what those boulders do, you will find out soon enough. Oh, okay, this Pokemon here. This is a new Pokemon. You met Slowpoke. Well, meet his evolution. Slowbro. Your opponent can jump up really high. Slowbro is a little bit faster than Slowpoke, but is still the sort of Pokemon who looks pretty stupid, but is actually very smart. Because apparently, according to the Pokedex entry with Slowbro, he evolves from Slowpoke by having his tail nipped on by that, I can't think of the name of the thing. I don't know what the name of that thing is on his tail, but once that thing bites him on the tail, he will immediately stand on 2 feet and automatically get known as evolving into a Slowbro. But when that it's a Shelder? That looks nothing like a Shelder, I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, it says there, it lives lazily by the sea. If the Shelder on his tail comes off, it becomes a Slowpoke again. This is basically the only Pokemon in existence that can actually de-evolve in the anime. I have no understanding of why he can de-evolve just by losing a compartment of his tail. But yeah, that was actually not the Pokemon I thought in mind that you can actually find in this area. But it still works nonetheless. You can also find Seal's evolved form Dugong over here, which is a new wild encounter. But anyway, oh, talk of the devil, there he is. I wasn't intending for that, but that works. I honestly can't say that Dugong is an underrated Pokemon. I think he's kind of a weak Pokemon per se. And the reason why I say this is because I actually have used one before in a competitive battle. I tried my very best to make it as defensive as I possibly could, but I was dealing with a Pokemon whose power was almost equal to Dugong, and they still knocked out Dugong in one hit. Legendary Pokemon can one-shot him. Pseudo Legendaries can one-shot him. Even Pokemon of the same type that can pretty much learn electric type moves can one-shot him. Yeah, it's sort of on the whole, what is with this Pokemon malarkey, but yeah. Anyway, so that's the reason why I was coming down that ladder, just to push that boulder down. The next thing we want to do is, I believe we have to walk along here. And we want to go down these ladders. Well, this ladder specifically. And yet, there's the Pokemon I was actually on about. Jinx, the Ice Psychic type Pokemon. And there was a logical explanation of Jinx looking like this, because there was a character that was used in the Japanese animes or whatever, where they looked just like Jinx, but the skin wasn't purple, it was black. And it just looks creepy and plus kind of racist. Which is why Nintendo re-altered Jinx from looking perfectly black to purple. I have no understanding of the logic of why Jinx was created that way, but I'm not a video game expert of research. If you want somebody to like tell you all these Nintendo logics, Chuck Conroy is your guy. He knows everything about what Nintendo do. And by the way, in Seafoam Islands at that Pacific spot, you can find the TM for Ice Beam. Originally, it is known to be TM13 in every single Pokemon game, but according to this game, it's TM55. Which I have no understanding of why, but I mean, Nidoqueen and Gyarados can learn it. I think it's better if I teach Ice Beam to Nidoqueen, because it does technically cover her weakness of ground. Because with Nidoqueen's typing, she's weak to poison. She's weak to Psychic, Ground, Ice, Grass. I say, and no, she's not weak. She's not weak to Grass. Sorry. Pardon me. She's weak to Psychic, Ground, Water, and Ice. The only type I believe... Actually, I think she can cover all of those types, actually. She can cover Water with Thunderbolt, Psychic with Shadow Ball, Ice, I believe, with Flamethrower, if she can learn it. I don't think she can, but if she can, then she can. And for Ice Beam, she can cover Ground. Same again, I'm not really going to be re-altering her moves, because I'm actually happy with the way they are now. Right, we have this ladder over there, but I don't want to take that ladder. Reason why I don't is because I want to take this one up here. Okay. Wrong one. This one's actually a dead end. Right. Okay. So we want to get over to where that boulder is. And the only way we can get there is by making our way up to the top floor. And this... Okay, I did not tell my character to do that. I wasn't even touching the thumbstick. I think it's just auto-locked into wanting to go to that hole. I just wish that the Joy-Cons just don't act so... selfishly... I can't quite think of the word at the moment, I'm sorry. But I just don't know why my controllers don't want to behave the way they do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down this ladder. And then you want to drop down this hole. Then push the boulder down. And then you've got no choice but to go down the ladder. But you want to go down the hole actually. You land in the water. And then automatically activate Sea Skim, which I think is very clever. Now, the reason why we had those boulders pushed down is so that way you can see the water that's moving on the top of the screen. That is kind of like a rapid. It will force you to go in one direction. You will have no control in moving your character about it. You will be forced to move in the direction that the water will send you. If you did decide to take the ladder, you'll be sent towards that item ball over there, which will actually give you a good item, but I don't recall remembering what item that is. There is actually a new Pokemon per se that you can actually find in the water at this part. And it's not the Magikarp and Tentacle like you always find. Though I do find it very strange how Tentacle always follows your every movement. It's not an easy Pokemon to spawn in, I'll be truthfully honest with you. There he is. Over there. Shelder. This is the only location where you can find Shelder in the game. And having Shelder is sort of good, but at the same time sort of not so good. Because remember me telling you, he's really good in special defense, but he's not so good in physical defense. And if you want to evolve it into a cloister at any time, just give it a water stone. Okay? Now, we have gone over the time limit, so I'm going to be calling things an end to this episode. Next time on Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, we could have the option of leaving Seafoam Islands right now, but we actually want to go deeper. And the reason why we want to go deeper, you will find out in the next episode, alright? See you guys then.